Hello there, I'm back. I do hope you will consider subscribing until I get back into my swing of regular videos. I've done 2 videos about meditation and about mediumship and how to communicate with the spirit world. Excuse me. Today I want to, it's like a recap over the meditation that we did. We did a visualization meditation. Where we visualised our own house, our own front door, our windows. And this will help with our clairvoyance, learning to look at all the details in what you're being seen. That's really important in mediumship, in clairvoyance. So now that we did that meditation, if you haven't done the visualisation meditation, please go back and have a look at it. But these tips will come in handy for other meditations anyway, so it's not completely necessary to go back and redo the visualization. So now we know how to visualize, how to meditate. I wanted to have a little discussion about how to interpret what we visualize, because this is really important, how we interpret things. So for instance, the visualization was to look down on your house, so you're floating and you're looking down at your house, so you can see all of the house quite clearly. And so I want you to consider what caught or what catches your eye if you haven't done it yet. How many windows are taking your attention? Does it have net curtains or flowered curtains? What colour are the curtains? What colour is the door? Colour is very important for interpreting messages. Colours come in an awful lot. So was it brickwork outside? Is there a lot of wood outside? Is the garden tidy? Are there flowers? Is it lawn? Are there pots? Are there pebbles? So all of these sorts of things, I'll just run through them quickly. The amount of windows, it's about what catches your eye. It's about what, while you're communicating with spirit, it's about what spirit draw your eyes to. So if you notice the 5 windows outside your house, then maybe spirit's trying to communicate there are 5 people that live there, or 5 children, or 5 dogs, or whatever you feel. So what I used to do when I was training, I would run through the alphabet. So I'd be talking to the congregation, and I'd be saying, oh, what do you mean 5? Is it 5 children, 5 dogs, 5 people live there? So I'd be running through this in my head, and when it felt like the right answer, that is the answer that I would give out loud. So I'd say, okay, 5. It feels like there's 5 people live in that house. Well, you would know that because it's your house, but I want you to get the feeling of the 5, of the correct interpretation. So then I want you to, while you're still looking at the outside of the house, what catches your attention? Is it the colour of the flowers? How long is the path? Is it wavy? Is it curved? So if there are flowers, consider what colour catches your attention at this time. Like, is it the pink flowers or the red flowers, or is it snowdrops? So that will all, flowers can give you a time scale, so you know that if you see snowdrops, you'll know that there's an anniversary in the winter or the spring, so you know there's a later or an early anniversary of a birthday or a passing, or an anniversary of some sort to be celebrated. That could be when somebody passed, or when someone was born. So another interpretation, while you're looking, if it's all grass, is it well manicured? Is it need a mow? Because all of these things can tell you about the nature of the spirit. Whatever spirit is drawing your attention to, although it is your own house, will be relevant for someone that you are reading for. So if the lawn's really neat and tidy and the garden's tidy, you know that you've got a spirit that liked neat and tidy things, and was, possibly love gardening as well. And I know while this sounds random, it really is the way to work with spirit clairvoyantly. They will show you everything that you need to know. So while we're still on the outside of the house, what do the curtains look like? Can you just see linings? Are they just white? Can you see the colour of the curtains? And if that's so, are they flowered or are they plain? So you need to have a look at those, and that will give you again an interpretation of the personality of spirit, because they will be drawing on things that they know that they can share with you. So flowered curtains may mean the woman is the dominant house carer and chooses things for the house. Plain curtains could mean that there's someone plain and efficient that lives there, likes things nice and tidy and orderly. So then we more on the outside of the house. Has it got a driveway, or do you have to park on the road? That again can mean, somebody can be fussy about where they park the car. So we're back to this fussy individual with the plain curtains and the driveway. And is there a car on the drive, and what car is it? I know this is your own house, but don't think your own knowledge will not be relevant when you're reading for someone else. The spirit might easily make you aware of something in your own home to give out to someone else, because it's quite an easy way for them to work. What you have to remember is they are practicing with us as we are practicing with them. They are testing us to see what we see, how we're interpreting what we're seeing, and if we're a good fit for them, whether we can understand them. So they are practicing with us as much as we are practicing with them. So I think it's important to remember that as well. That so then we can move indoors. It might be a little bit fast moving indoors, but let's go indoors. Is the hall long and dark, or is it bright and airy? Because people choose homes to suit their personality, don't they? So if somebody wants a large, bright and airy home, they're probably very welcoming, and they're probably very they find they like space. Whereas if the hall's very narrow and dark, then you can see that area of life isn't important. They maybe prefer to be in small and closed space. They may feel more comfortable, more safer in a smaller surroundings as they enter the front door. Is there one front door, or is there another door behind it? A front door and then a door into the lounge. So does the door lead straight into the lounge, or do you go right and left to the lounge? Where's the kitchen in the house? And as I say, no, this is your house, and I know it's probably confusing to think that using all your information, but it will be relevant for someone else, for whoever the message is intended for. Spirit can only use what we know. They can't use something that we don't know or we're not aware of. So not until we learn how to visualize properly with what they're saying. So have a look in your own home. What colours are getting your attention? Are there any colours? Is there any work that needs doing? Is there any cleaning that needs doing? Because that can tell you whether the spirit you've got with you is very clean and tidy and fastidious, or whether they're more relaxed about how they live. Is everything neat and tidy and put away, or is everything left out on the counter, like my house? So what else would you notice? Does it have carpets or wooden floors? I can also say a lot about a personality. Carpet may mean somebody's very relaxed and chilled and likes to be comfortable and warm, whereas bare floors might indicate someone that likes a more tidier environment and somewhere more easy to clean. Might be more masculine. Although I have wooden floors, I would still view wooden floors via spirit as being quite masculine choice. What else? Coffee tables. There's lots of coffee tables around, lots of cups. So if they're very social, they have lots of seats and chairs and tables. Rather, do you have lots of seats and tables? So they like a lot of people. They like to dine together, or they like to lounge around and have coffee with friends. All of these things are relevant while we're working, visualizing for spirit. Are there patio doors? Are they going to the garden? Do you have a conservatory? Is that important? Or does someone like being outside and look at the outside garden? Has it got swings, lounge beds? Has it got children's furniture, sand pits? Are there any pets running about? Dogs, cats, hamsters? What pets are drawing your attention? Because, you know, I say again, even though it is your home, so you know what's in there, what spirit are taking your eye to is what they want you to notice. So if you weren't aware of the cat during the meditation, perhaps this spirit wants to bring your attention to a dog. For someone in spirit, there's a dog in spirit belonging to someone. So unfortunately, these things can only be practiced, which is why I say keep a journal, because even if you're working on your own and you're sitting meditating on your own and making notes, when you meet up with someone you feel drawn to, and then you can practice giving them that information. They don't have to be there with you. It's a nice idea if you can get 2 or 3 friends to come and sit around with you, and then you can practice with each other and see how things are working for you, see how interpretations are working for each other. That would be a really nice idea, but it doesn't have to be. You can just make a note of what's getting your attention, and then see who pops into your mind or who might need that information at this time. So we've kind of done the lounge, and we've done whether it's tidy or not. Paperwork's good. Is there a lot of paperwork around? Are people up to date with things? People need to catch up with things. Is it dusty? Does somebody relax and not really care about housework? You know, they're busy doing other things. Is there a computer? Is there a desk? Do they work from home? Also, what I haven't mentioned, going back to the outside, what area do they live in? Is it an estate with lots and lots of houses? Is it more country with fields around them? Or is there just areas of green, like small verges and grass around? Have a look at the environment that you live in, and make a note of that while you're visualizing where you actually are living. The name of your street, if that comes to mind during the visualization, that might be useful for someone. Today, for instance, I heard green, and I thought, oh, green was a name of an area, or they lived by a green, or they lived by a park, but the green was significant because I heard it. So you'll get used to knowing what you hear is relevant, because it'll be really strong, and what you hear that isn't relevant won't be so strong. It's all about the feeling. What else can you ask? So then you can move up the stairs. Are the stairs carpeted? Do they have stairs? Is it a flat? Is it a bungalow? So yeah, have a look at the carpets and the soft furnishings and the cushions, and as you move up into the hall and the landing. So have a look at things that you may not have examined for a long time yourself. If you have photographs of your children, there's 3 children, then Spirit could be saying that the person that they want them give the message to also has 3 children. So 3 might be significant. What time does it say on the clock? Is it 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock? That can also be significant. Not necessarily as the time, but the number 10 could be significant. If it's 10 o'clock, it could be 10 on the door. Number 4 could indicate, if it's 4 p.m. on the clock, that could indicate 4 children or 4 siblings. it could indicate an anniversary on the 4th of a month, or it could indicate the 4th month of April. So what I tended to do, and don't do quite so much now because I'm more experienced, but what I would do, if number 4 springs into mind, then I would run through, while I'm talking to the recipient, I'm going through in my head, I'm thinking, is that 4 on the door? Is that 4 children? Is it the 4th month? Is it April? And I'm in my head, I'm asking myself all of these questions, and then I stop when it feels right. I get a feeling in my tummy and say, oh yeah, April. So then I say, April is significant for you. It's all about the feelings. So you're using the clairvoyance sensing, and interpreting the clairvoyance that you're seeing by using your clairsentient gifts, which is the feeling. So it is always a combination, but for the moment we're interpreting our clairvoyant skills, we're interpreting what we're seeing. So what else? I'm sure if you're there, you could write in your journal, you could make a note of what else caught your attention in the house. I have yoga figures, yoga ornaments, so you might see some ornaments that are relevant in the house. So if like myself, if you have if your eyes are drawn to a yoga ornament, then somebody will practice yoga. If your eyes are drawn to bird ornaments, maybe someone in spirit kept a bird, maybe because it was quite I think most in those days, and my grandparents certainly kept birds, and I think a lot of people did keep these cage birds, didn't they? So birds might be significant as a memory for someone. Is there a lot of glass? Do people like the feeling of being light and airy? They like spatial things? Or is there a lot of wood and warm and more a cosy, small feeling in the house? Is it modern? Is it really modern, or is it traditional? Is it big comfy sofas or small leather sofas? All these things will give you an interpretation of the spirit's personality and how the spirit likes to live. And also that will be really significant to the person that you that they are trying to communicate with. Do they have a large television or a small television, or no television at all? Can you hear any music on? Is music playing? Do they have a radio or an iPod? How do they listen to the radio? What kind of things do you think they view? Is there a picture on the television screen that you can see? Books. What books are on the bookshelf? What kind of things do they like to read? Again, this will give you a really good indication of not your preferences, but of what spirit preferences, because you may have a selection of books, but the book that spirit takes your eye to will be significant for whoever you're doing a reading for. I think I'm going to stop this video in a moment in case people are getting confused, because you can get such a lot of information visually and interpret it. So I hope that is making sense to people. You might see ornaments, you might see a fireplace, you might see glasses, you might see some false teeth. All of these giving you an indication to what the spirit wants you to communicate to your recipient, which if you haven't got someone there, please make a note in the journal so that you can recall it and tell other people as you meet them. And don't be put off if you meet someone and they say, oh no, you're talking rubbish, I don't know anything like that. Tell the next person and the next person until you find somebody that can take your messages, because there will be messages, because spirit won't miss an opportunity to give out messages. All we have to do is to receive them and interpret them as accurately as we can. But spirit do want to communicate, so that somebody will be willing to take what you've felt, what you've been given, what you've seen. Yeah, are there children's toys around? Things like that. I think that's a lot of information for you to interpret. I think it might be a really good idea to go back and look at the visualization meditation. I think that I did that last week on the last video, not last week, on the second video. And we go through what you're looking at for it. Something as simple as while you're viewing your house, because we raise up to visualize it. Maybe you see an aeroplane, so maybe someone's taking a holiday or just come back from holiday, things like that. It's everything. It is a question of taking note, being observant. When we do the clairaudience, it'll be about what you hear, taking notes on what you hear. And when we do the clairsentience, it's about what you feel. So we will go through all of the clairs one by one. I think it'd be a really nice idea if you did go back, have a look at the meditation, or do your own meditation, do your own visualization in your own home, and see what catches your attention, and write it down, and give out the things that you felt, saw, or heard to the next person that you see, and you won't be. I'll be very doubtful if you'd be wrong. Be very surprised if you were wrong, because spirit don't waste any energy, and as I say, they are also learning how we interpret what they give us to see, what they make most prominent. So they are also learning how we work, as we are learning to work with the spirit world. So I think that's quite a short video. I think the next video I will do will be the clairsentient video. So this will be about feeling, how we feel throughout the meditation, and how to interpret how we feel. So I think that should be quite an interesting one as well. But do practice everything I've said here today. Do use your journal, and I will be back in a week's time, hopefully. But please subscribe, please like and subscribe. It gives me encouragement, because I do feel what I do is important. So that will give me encouragement, and if you subscribe, you won't be missing any fabulous videos that I'm making about the spirit world. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you all again as soon as possible, hopefully Sunday or Monday this week. Thank you again. Bye bye.